There we go. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Trying to get all my volume set up. Hello, hello. We're gonna play Genshin today. We're gonna do some story quests, some general stuff, and then possibly move to Honkai Star Rail because that came out officially today, not long ago, and I have it downloaded. But I'm assuming when I open it, it's going to want to do more downloading. So I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do that today. But it may, we may. It depends on how long I want to stream tonight. Because I was like, I came up since I was like, I have to stream. I said I was going to stream, I just gotta do it. Because I was rigging today. Or at the very least, I was setting up my stuff, getting ready to like do rigging and like get the model completely sorted for it. Because getting all the layers like in the right thing, making sure everything looks right in the model, making sure nothing's overlapping, all that sort of deal. Well, overlapping where it needs to be. It's a bit of a mess, but I'm just trying to fix it, get it ready to go, and then rig the new additions I added to it. And once the model is done, once the model is ready to go, that's when I'm going to start doing announcements, by the way, for the debut itself. But I'm also working on trying to sort out, what's it called? The Dono-a-thon goals, because I do want to do a Dono-a-thon for that. Like an uncapped thing like that, and then just see it just for funsies. So I'm trying to figure out all the goals. I have a few written out. I haven't figured out, like, you know, for what prices, but they're there. They're there. It's possible. We might also do some creative building streams. Soon, like on Minecraft. Because I want to build something specifically. I want to build mostly on the Cersei SMP. Because, you know, new people are coming in, so like I don't have to worry about that server resetting for a bit, you know. Whereas I'm like aware that the originals is going to probably reset, like it's going to go to the next season in the next couple of months. So I'm debating how much effort I want to put into building. I do want to stream on the server at some point again, though. I'll hop on at least. But I'm not sure what to build, because I was going to build a whole castle kind of thing underwater, but I'm like, that's too much effort and I can't think of a good build pilot, so. But on the Cersei, I'm changing my origin, right? When the new people, like, when we do all the origin swaps and everything. I'm changing my origin. Which is going to make life a little bit easier to build, but it also means I shouldn't be as slow, right? Like, I should be able to keep up with everyone. Which is so much nicer. It's so upsetting to be so slow. Especially when I don't feel like I should be slow. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like I should be slow. But I am. But I am. Okay. So, I realized something. I was like, why is the music still going? I know why. Hold on. Bonk. Okay. So, I accidentally started Kazua's story quest. I actually don't know which. Who is this one? Is that... Hold on. I actually don't know whose story quest that is. Is that Yelan? That's Yelan's. Okay, we'll do Yelan, then we'll do Kazua's. I accidentally started Kazua's story quest last night when I was literally running around grabbing chests and stuff and things to, upgrade the sacred Sakura tree. Right? I was trying to upgrade that. So I was running around, but it was literally I just had to wander into like this area also, and it was like, you started the quest, and I was like, what? What? Also, on other news, I found the one thing I was missing in Galesong Hill. It was a chest. It was a single chest, like, over here. And it was just like I had a commission that was in this general area. And so I was like, okay, while I'm up here, I may as well just take a peek around to see if there's anything up here, because I don't normally go up here. So I'm assuming whatever I'm missing is probably up here, right? Because like I've done a lot of like, I've been around the gorge a bunch. Like I've been around this area. So I was like, I know I probably haven't missed anything in this area, but I haven't really been up here that often. So I just took a look around and I saw the chest sitting not far off from the portal that gets you over to the Spiral Abyss. When you go over there the first time. I just saw the chest just sitting there. Like I was like, oh. So now I have a full progress on that. The fact is, I'm so close to being done with Mondstadt when it comes to like exploration stuff that it's just small things left. So I'm using the interactive map on the app, because they have a map that tells you where everything is. Anything you want to find, any materials, any bosses, everything. It tells you where it is exactly, and it's great. I love it. It's how that's how I was going fighting chests here, because I was like, I've already explored so much that I just need to find these few chests, you know, go around, grab chests and stuff. Because that's all I'm after. I'm after the chests and going to make sure to get all the Sealies and everything. But it's like, it's wonderful. But also, there's more desert. This wasn't here. This is from the new update. I took a small trip and I ran all the way up here to like activate these so I could unlock this map section. But I fucking hate the desert. I do not enjoy exploring the desert, and you could tell because I have just not. I do need to run through at some point and grab all of the teleport points, probably. Because, you know, we're going to be moving to Sumeru soon. Like, that's the next Archon quest. It's actually going to start moving into this area. So we're going to move away from, you know, I'm going to pass the chasm into this area. And unfortunately, this is also Sumeru. This is still Sumeru. This place is fucking huge. This is still all technically Sumeru. And it's like, my Jesus. Like, it doesn't need to be this big. I swear. This is like the biggest location. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Fontaine is where we're going next. Is it Fontaine? I think it's Fontaine. And I believe it's going to be up here. I believe. Which I'm excited for Fontaine. Like, it's a new nation. It's something I've never seen. But again, I've got to catch up before they do that sort of stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to start getting spoiled for shit. And that's no fun. Because I'm desperately trying to avoid spoilers for, like, a lot of the stuff of Sumeru. Because unfortunately, I do know some of the things. Unfortunately, I do know. But I'm trying my best to avoid as much as possible around that area. So I can kind of go in completely as much as possible, like, blind. But as soon as I start catching up, then it's like, absolutely, like, I will start not knowing. And it's gonna be great. Like, I want to not know. Yeah, and then yeah, I'm considering going into Honkai Star Rail today, but I'm not sure. Really? Yeah. Okay.
Traveler, Paimon, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's a good thing I didn't come to Liyue then, actually. The fact is, but why both Yelan and Kazuo are having story quests that start by just showing up in an area? Because, like, it literally took me off guard so hard last night. I'll explain a little bit of what the opening segment was, but it's not that important because it's just, like, the beginning part of the quest, and it's never that interesting in comparison. But I'll give a little summary as to what. But I'm assuming, but, you know, Paimon will probably make enough of a reference as to what's going on, at least somewhat. We'll explain it, but it's, you know, it's a thing.
Oh, hey Hoishin, long time no see.
I think I remember you.
Fancy meeting you here. How's work
thanks to the help of people like you and colleagues like Ganyu.
Oh yeah, right, the
Better all
Ganyu
the
story
time.
quest.
But I've been feeling distracted at work lately. I just feel constantly agitated.
Yeah, no, it's I basically I'm gonna start like getting on a little bit more of a stream schedule. And like I want to start posting TikToks more frequently. I want to get back on the content grind, but the issue is just due to like just due to prepping for my debut and everything. It's just like I don't have time. And I kept getting distracted with playing with friends and not streaming and just hanging out, which honestly I love. I love just hanging out with friends. But due to like just getting myself sorted and situated and everything, I haven't been streaming as much as I want to be. And I've not been posting as much and doing as much as I want to be. I do want to make a few TikToks out of the Phasmophobia stream, like not stream, but video, because basically I was part of Chris's stream on Phasmophobia. I didn't stream, but I was part of it. Thank you for the look, Danny. Why is my chat box down there? Sorry, don't mind me. Move up. Alright, I changed the size while sorting out a different... I remember what I did. I was doing it on a different scene. I kind of forgot that that's the same. It would adjust it on other scenes. Oops. Daisy. I'll have to fix that at some point. I lost my train. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh god, what was I saying? Right, streaming schedule, Phasmophobia. Got it. Figured myself out. I had basically been I was recording that whole stream on my point of view, because I have insights capture, which basically whenever I log on to like Minecraft or Phasmophobia, or if I want to Genshin, right, it starts recording automatically. Or I can set it up to start recording. So I can record my audio and the audio of the game and everything, so I can then go back and clip certain segments. So I want to go through that and then clip some entertaining moments from my point of view. Because there was a couple of moments that were very funny that I want to go grab and post to TikTok and stuff. Because I need to get back on that grind. Desperately. Because if I can get back on that, even if it's just doing a few, like, I don't know, trend stuff, I need to get back on that. Has something happened?
It's a long story. But my father, he's thinking of stepping down from the Tianshu position due to health issues.
Aw.
Huh? What's wrong with Uncle Tian?
Nothing specifically. He's not unwell. He says he's just increasingly low on energy these days. He's
Fair enough.
always said, old age comes for us all in the end. Still, I just can't help but feel a little emotional watching it happen to him. Anyway, my father's currently on the second floor of Yangsheng Tea House. Why don't you come pay him a visit with me?
I'm just gonna...
He seems very fond of you too. I'm sure chatting with you will make him very happy.
Sure, let's go.
How's this gonna connect to Yelan? I wonder. I'm so excited for my debut. I'm like, I like, because I've been doing a lot more work on it recently due to the fact that I'm getting closer and closer to like my go to the second floor, but can I do that from the outside, or do I have to walk in? Ah, over here. Since I've been doing a lot of work on it, I'm just getting increasingly excited.
Uncle Tian, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Oishi, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us a fresh pot of tea?
I'm just so excited to have like a 2D model again.
I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very much like to hear your adventure stories.
Is everything okay?
Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite all right. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed a rather drastic drop in my energy levels. I am still very much in good standing as the Tianshu today. Nevertheless, I wish to pass on the position before my mental acuity begins to decline beyond redemption.
Honestly,
How difficult is it to
fair
transfer
enough.
the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, the Tianshu is a rather unique position among the Liyue Qixing. Historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We stay behind the scenes, planning and giving advice, so a public selection process would not be suitable. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces, so we tend to be as discreet as possible in their assessment and appointment. For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is then approved by the other Qixing members.
So in other words, you pick someone, and then Lady Keqing, Lady Ningguang, and the other Qixing appoint them?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, I won't be able to assess every candidate myself. Not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf as a
this is
separate
how.
officer. In fact, I believe you recently became acquainted with her yourself.
This is how it's going to connect to Yelan.
Who is it?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
This is how it connects to Yelan. I see.
Yelan!
Jackpot. Uncle Tien here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tianshu. Might be a good opportunity for you.
Yeah, why not? That seems like good.
What do you think?
It's a good opportunity.
Paimon thinks so too. It can't be a bad thing to be on good terms with a new Qixing, right?
All right then.
Imagine if we go, yeah, not
I gotta
interested.
say, Uncle Tien, you say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
Yelan, you want to be the next Tianshu?
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after how long you've been working together. So, how about this? If your investigation reveals that none of the other candidates are qualified for the position, I'll recommend you for the job.
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this round's on the house.
How are you? Okay, you're the new owner suddenly? How are you the owner of the team? I love that. As a new owner.
You're all set?
Yep.
Uncle Tien seems really worn down. It's like all his energy's gone.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tien is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei, Mingbo, and Zhi. Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur.
Qinwei.
Mingbo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs, and Zhi is focused on study and travel. Try to keep all that in mind. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at your
Good, because I already
in a short
forgot.
while.
Tianwei, Mingbo, Zhi. Paimon should be able to remember
Thank you,
their
Paimon.
names,
I
but
won't.
What does the assessment involve exactly?
Let's leave that.
'Cause I already
until we
forgot.
get to Yuehai
I already
Pavilion.
forgot what they were all
Alright.
working.
Heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything, no matter how small.
Got it.
Okay.
We'll keep our eyes wide open.
Yeah, I already forgot most of the information that was thrown at me, if I'm going to be 100%. I wouldn't be very good for this sort of like situation, like being forced to remember stuff. No, it's just not something I'm very good at. I tend to forget very, very quickly after being told something, unfortunately. Unless I'm trying to remember, I'm just really fucking bad. I feel like I used to be better. I'm not that much anymore. Actually, hold on. I have curiosity. How many days? So, it's like a week, really. I'm excited. Okay, so work. Carve. I was thinking, don't remind me. I'm tired. Carve is going to be coming out soon.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair.
I don't like that one.
I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
I don't like this one.
Oh, I mean, I think it's fine.
That's
better.
called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
Oh, come on. That's just...
I think he's too
unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all
I like
been
this
standing
one
around
best
for a
so
while.
far.
It's natural to be getting irritable. Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
God.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived.
Oh? It was those 3?
Mm-hmm. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process.
Got it.
I've split it into 2 stages. Current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow, one of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues.
Oh my god.
There's still
Interesting.
some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
Okay. Ready for me to be too analytical about this? Okay, let's go with... Just been commercial issues. Provides a very penetrating... Stop. Excuse me, regulations and incentives are both indispensable. Okay. Domestic affairs, foreign affairs, and checks balances all in great detail. Problem solving. It provides concise and clear solutions to various problems. Ah, see, that's the thick one. So that's problem solving. So one's problem solving. Fuck. Fuck, I immediately forgot. What was the first one? I'm guessing it's not like something I can read again. God, wonderful. So problem solving. Give me a second. God. What was the first one? What was the first one? People's livelihoods. Okay. Greater good means a world that works for everyone. Okay. One wants problem solving, one wants a better world for everyone. So it's working on more people. And then regulation. Regulation, like incentive. Okay.
Finished, huh? What did you think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
That is true.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nobody wants to have any regrets.
Yeah, the fact is, I think all the plans are pretty good, but it's all about like the person behind it more than anything. It's like whether or not I think they would be able to actually properly do it. Because obviously regulation and reward incentive is a good thing, but increasing people's betting people's livelihoods is also incredibly important. And then, fuck, I forgot the last one again. This is a different one I've forgotten this time. It was the really thick one. Whatever. What did you think?
That's for me to know, and you
I don't
to
know how
find
much
out.
important it is for me to remember,
We
but
can
I
talk
would
more
like to
after the
try and be
interviews.
smart about this.
We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Shenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
So he's the one I didn't like, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you two are the assessment officers, are you?
Oh, it's just...
I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing two entirely unfamiliar faces.
How am I
I
unfamiliar?
trust you've read through my manifesto. I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to
I'm gonna
grasp. It
punch.
was written with an expert audience in mind. after
Oh
all.
my god.
Mind your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact.
Man, your communication skills. Did you learn them from Cloud Retainer?
Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that people are constantly talking about. With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have
What's
put forward.
erudition? Erudition?
Although I shouldn't get my hopes up.
You speak to like me that again? I'm going to fucking punch you. I hate this. This is not the sort of attitude I think you should have if you're going into an interview of any kind. Right? If you're going to an interview, okay, quality of having or showing great knowledge of or learning. Could have just said knowledge. You didn't need to be fancy about it. Like, if you're going into an interview, you're trying to get a high-level position. Like, this is a high-level position, right? Why would you come in with an attitude? That seems entirely counterproductive, right? You come in and be like, I'm gonna be rude to the people that are assessing me. This seems like a terrible idea.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Please introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Okay.
I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I've handled, 2,347 cases. I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days? My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for, auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely...
Is it just Paimon, or is he not very good at public speaking?
He's not.
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I feel you, man. Don't worry. So yeah, so the first one's rude. Second one isn't very good at public speaking.
Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous.
So yeah, first one's rude as fuck. Smart, but rude. And that's not really what you should do, because it's all about advising, you know, and stuff, being behind the scenes. Don't feel like that one's the best one. I feel like you're just going to be rude to the people they're talking to. Second one is is too nervous, is meant to be talking to people, but is not going to be able to. Even though to be behind the scenes, but he's only talking to like 2 people right now and was super nervous. This one, at the very least, when talking to the other people, was being nice. So far, in personality-wise, this one seems to be the most likely to be a candidate.
What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Well, that was blunt.
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from. But I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts. Of course, 2 different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach 2 very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
Why couldn't, like... Why couldn't, like, more governments be like that? That is, like, the perfect solution, is trying to create a balance for all problems and just create the best solution for all problems as a whole, rather than making it help one person but fuck up another thing, right? That is the best thing. I like this. This is lovely. I feel like you're putting... Like, I feel like this is going to come off and then he's going to have some really bad thing behind him and he can't be the new Qixing for whatever reason. He's not going to be qualified for whatever reason. Maybe he's a criminal or something. I don't know. Because it feels like they put someone obviously rude, like, could be qualified in the sense of... They're all qualified in the sense they have, like, something to do with it. Then they got nominated, right? But one's rude, one's too nervous, and this one seems perfect, and I feel like they're going to throw some sort of curveball at me.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Nice answer. All right, next question.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical, and he was just a pleasure to listen to.
I agree.
Here's my take on what we just learned.
Yeah, I would like to hear your
As you
take.
saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto, which effectively target the big issues. But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings. Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented. But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingbo is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary. Paimon couldn't agree more. You're good at this, Yuan.
Last but not least, Jur-E. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's.
Ooh,
Having
that's
someone
good.
like Jur-E take the position would certainly put Uncle Tien's mind at rest.
Great.
We'll see. Let's go back and report to Uncle Tien.
Yes, yes. It is very, like, he is, like, out of all of them, he's the only one that's, like, both the, what he's trying to do, like, the methodology, as well as his personality match up. I'm grabbing the silk flowers. Just while I'm here, because I realize I don't normally grab this stuff. Because I haven't been in Liyue for a hot minute, honestly. Like, I've been in Liyue for the chasm, but that's the chasm. Right? It's a little bit different. But I haven't... Oh, this is actually perfect. I'm gonna glide straight down into the tea house. Uncle Tien. Hello.
I see. Then it's more or less as I anticipated.
All right, then let me ask this. The ideas in Jur-E's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
Oh, I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates, for fear of affecting your judgment. But I can tell you now. Those 3 candidates have all studied under me in the past. It's only natural that they share some similarities with me. But Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Guo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Of all of them, Juri was with me for the longest duration.
Whoa! So how did you get to know them all, Uncle Tien?
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming Guo came to my attention in the course of my work, and as for Juri, that was pure happenstance. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Juri came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young. But he was a gifted student and a fast learner. He reminded me of a younger version of myself, so I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got on.
Yeah, kind of sounds like family to you almost. You know? Sounds like family. That's kind of cute. That's so sweet. So, so here's the thing. So that's why he picked those 3, because they're all someone he had taught in some way, right? So he can have some sort of faith in their abilities. But the last one, the reason why he was so similar is because obviously he learned most of it from him.
Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see, but it also gets one thinking. The young are growing up, and I am growing old. How time flies. No one can escape the cycle of life.
I don't know, Uncle Tien. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't such a bad thing. It just means I finally have a good reason to retire and spend my days doing what old men like me should be doing. Going fishing whenever I feel like it.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle Tien.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish, they make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any preparation required.
Fresh fish soup. Sounds
Of course it does,
tasty.
Paimon.
Doesn't it? Also, some time ago, Juri purchased a very special recipe from an old fisherman. When we've been fishing recently, Juri always brings some extra ingredients he prepared in advance. The addition of these makes the soup taste even more wonderful. That flavor makes for a fond memory. But at my age, who knows how many more chances I have left to taste it again.
Very many chances, I'm sure.
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle Tien, we've reported back. Do you have a verdict?
I appointed you as the assessment officer, and I trust your judgment. Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them. This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Please disregard all other considerations and make your final decision only after a thorough review of each candidate's talents and capabilities. Remember, you must be thorough.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. Look after yourself.
I see a chest. Sorry.
So, it's gonna be Jiri, right? His manifesto was written well, and he's the best speaker.
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no time limit for this assessment.
Huh? So, are you gonna give them more tests or something?
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as they appear.
Yeah, that's
The
what I was
biggest
thinking.
no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. You have to get information through many different channels. For example, Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
How many people have ninjas that just show up?
Ugh! Who are they? Where did they come from?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me.
How many
As
ninjas
my
are there?
trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They
That's
also
a
perform
ninja.
various assignments as required. Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that he can't swim.
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Jiri?
I'm guessing that's us.
Jir-E, well, obviously as the most promising candidate, we will be investigating him ourselves.
Yeah, I figured.
Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there. You can find out all kinds of things.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go and ask him.
Paimon has good ideas sometimes. Okay, hold on. Where was that chest? Because I saw it. Where was it, though? There it is. I want to grab that.
A reward on the road.
You know, because while I know where it is, I may as well grab it. Saves me some time when I have to go around and try and, like, 100% an area, you know? I do...
What's Bulai doing here today?
Because I want to try and obviously 100% a bunch of... Hello, Chris. Hello.
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit? Come on, hear me out.
It's
I'm
going
telling
well.
you,
It's
this is the
going
single
well.
Best batch of Sunsettias ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that.
Are you getting high-priced Sunsettias? Really? I've been working on rigging and doing that sort of stuff today, but so I'm just chilling out and considering throwing myself into another game like this. It's a new game. Fancy. Come here. No. I mean, like, Honkai Star Rail came out today. And I downloaded it. And it's, you know, At some point, I'm gonna... about it. I have it. You know. Just, you know, why not? I've just seen stuff of the game and I have to play it. I just gotta. I still haven't caught up with this game. Where's one addiction? No! No, it's not! No, I have to have them all. I gotta collect them like Pokemon. But you know, just the game addictions, preferably. I mean, no, that's what I mean. pretty easy, you know? I gotta have... I'm addicted to a different, like a mobile game as well. And I had a thing with Minesweeper for a bit, but I sorted myself out on that one. What mobile game? It's Obey Me, Nightbringer. It's like a continuation basically of the previous game, and it's an Tommy? How do you say it? How do you say that? Atom? Say the word again. I don't... It's O and then tome, but I don't know how you actually say it. Atome? Atome. Otome? It's one of those words where I just don't actually know. Otome? Probably. Probably. I don't know. But it's that sort of game. And that's what I've been playing. Fair enough. You know. I had an obsession with the original game. I've never finished it. I could not get strong enough to get through it. And I'm not even halfway through, so I gave up on it and I just started the second one. Because I already kind of know a lot of the things that happen in the original, so I was like, you know what, screw it. I don't care enough. And I've started up this one. So it's restarted my obsession with that game and that fandom. So I'm part of that again. And then I have Genshin. I'm going to probably end up being addicted to Honkai Star Rail. And then there's Minecraft. So... I have a few things I like to... I have. And then I have all my debut prep. You came down to your core, huh? Look, I like games. I like games. I like, look, I love, so do I, man. I like story games. I like things I can fully put my attention into. It's great. I love it. I love stories. Stories are my favorite. I love this stuff. You know, lore, story, intrigue, mystery. RPGs can't do a goddamn. Look, my brain can cope with multiple of these sometimes. The problem was I got addicted to Genshin, and then a different game, you know, the Obey Me came out, and then I started playing that on my phone, so I could play it when my computer was off, and I wasn't at my computer, so I was playing in my bed. And then another one of these sort of games, you know, Honkai came out, and now I'm like, I have to play that. And then I'm in multiple servers in Minecraft, so it's just like, And my friends are there, so, you know. I have to go play that. I have builds I want to do on Minecraft. But I need to plan them. You'll build different.
I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Even so.
Alright. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead. And neither of us wants that.
Why would you not want that?
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stuff.
I think he's lying.
Don't sell a single one to Second Life. Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsettias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get any ideas.
Knock yourself out. I got more than enough in my bag.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Juri. Have you heard of him before?
Juri? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young, and he was treated cruelly by the local community. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Juri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family. He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... oh, how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm not too late. If I could hire him to be the brand ambassador for Wanyo Boutique.
Oh my god.
Oh, he sounds like a decent man. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
Not just one place,
Why
Paimon.
are you asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are
Not
you?
a brand ambassador,
Well
no.
then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... Ah, that's Juri right over there. Why don't we go and talk to him?
I don't...
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, let's follow them and listen in.
Is this gonna be one of those fucking things where I have to not be
Try not
spotted?
to let him see
God damn it.
I want this information to be as truthful as possible.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
We're not... Okay.
I understand. Let's walk and talk.
I fucking hate these missions.
So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
Why would I lose? I'm literally 5 feet away.
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and
Is this a chest I can open?
then, he fancies himself as a man of culture.
I'm too
But
close.
doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me then.
That doesn't look like a
Come
chest I can
collect it
open.
at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Can I open this? Is this an actual chest? No, it's not.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep
I
up with
definitely
their old
don't look
friends.
suspicious.
It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count
I
on
think we've
me.
been standing still for 2 seconds. Okay, I didn't lose my target. I could see him. Okay, I was gonna say.
Really well with everyone.
I was gonna say if that was me losing it, I was gonna be so
Satisfied
upset.
now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great
I
guy.
think we gotta wait a little bit.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
Do we have to?
Hi, Mon, come on.
Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because you want to be Tianchi.
No, we gotta be thorough, Paimon. We gotta be thorough.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys. You'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
Don't bribe Paimon.
Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
Don't bribe Paimon. We gotta be thorough about. Come on. God, everyone knows how to get Paimon on your side. Just say that you'll give her food. And suddenly she is just like, oh yeah, I will do everything. I'm looking for chests, don't mind me. So this is sort of like the, whenever I'm in areas I don't often go to, I like to check around real quick.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Soon. I would have said Uncle Son and I would have been wrong. Hello.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
We need to ask you about someone.
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the, Liyue Anglers Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about someone. We've heard about this young man called Juri, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Whoa! Yeon made up a whole fake identity.
Why are you whispering this right in front of the person?
Ah, yes, Juri. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why is that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
So, not a good fisher. But that's like... Is that like the only...
So many travelers.
Look for clues? Clues? What do you mean clues? Do I have to talk to someone? What do you mean clues? That's not I don't understand what it means, clues. What am I looking for exactly? Oh, okay.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000. You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello.
I like how the fish
From
kind of look
the
like
Society
balloons.
for Fish Price Research. We'd just like to ask a few questions.
Wow, she switched identity again.
Society for Fish Price Research? I haven't done anything illegal. Stay out of my business.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey. We've heard about a certain Juri who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this area recently. Do you know anything about this?
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you what I know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted anything to do with him. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. And he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora. So, I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him I said that.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other people think of him. I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him. That's all.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price of my fish.
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. Okay, let's keep going.
Fair enough. So I just gotta walk around until I get a different conversation. Perfect.
Hey, it's you guys. Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, honored to meet you. What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Oh my god.
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
But of course. We also heard that Master
my
Dugu is a
God.
kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about.
Oh my god.
Now she's lying to a kid.
But it seems to have made his day.
So, Master Dugu, have you heard of one by the name of Jur-E?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of Juri. For example, I can't remember. Probably 'cause it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jur-E?
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, people always used to talk about Juri in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like him. Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Just as I thought.
That's interesting.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
I'm not that great.
Aww.
Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about Juri stories in the street.
Is he faking stories?
Oh, definitely.
Is he
Great.
faking
So
stories?
next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
That's so cute.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Yeah, I heard it.
Strange? What was strange about it? Jiri seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gao spoke highly of him, and Dugu Shuo seems to like him too.
Yep, a sudden
True.
switch in personality.
But the
This
issue
sudden
is,
switch, yeah.
where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
Sudden? Too good to be true?
Yeah, it's such a sudden switch.
So he returns cruelty with kindness and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do
Yeah.
you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Juri's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Juri has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor, none of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
It makes him look
When you
good.
put it like that, it is kinda strange.
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think he has the mora to pay for a publicity campaign.
Someone's helping him.
Right. And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu Xixing. That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should
Yeah,
we
this is where you gotta be
do?
thorough.
Even if we asked Juri about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got a plan. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues. Whoever is secretly helping Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, we should be able to find some hints in Jur-E's manifesto on who we're dealing with. Come on, let's get back to Yenshang Tea House.
Okay. That makes sense. So the manifesto obviously is going to show us what sort of benefits are going to be done to it, right? What sort of benefits are going to be given, which can then help narrow down the people. Right, because it'll narrow down the amount of people that could be potentially helping. Oh, wow. Ow, wow, 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 wow. Ow, wow, wow, wow. Ah, puppy. Sorry. I saw it rolling on its back and I just got super... I was happy. I was excited. Okay, this is not quite... Zhongli? What is this? Is this a world quest? What is happening right now? What am I doing? What is this? Paimon, leave him. What is this? Old acquaintances, bitch. What is this? What did I do? What did I start? What have I done? Oh, you mean that story? I am so, like, confused. I'm so confused. What is this quest? What have I feel like I was trying to do a different story. What have I done? What is this? uh I'm so confused as to what started this quest. I don't know what this is connected to. I don't think you quite get it. Back on topic, back on top. So, through the eyes of the dragon. I don't know whether the audience would get bored if you always tell the same story. Some stories are worth being told time after time, forever and ever. Stories are meant to be told repeatedly. It takes time and creativity to come up with new plots, after all. Strongly really gets me. Anyway, was I for work by the tennis he told me? The incredibly beautiful stone found in that place. A long and winding tunnel. Tunnel. You could probably say that. The chasm is fucking terrifying sometimes. Ah, yes, indeed. So built it. Something colossal down. Ancient battlefield, I mean... No, I mean, isn't it the Yaksha? Yes. TN it's my pleasure to be able to contribute to its curation. Yeah, I saw them soon. It'll be undermine the credibility of his story, as we discussed before. According to the expert, there are many caves. It'd be constant disturbance if there actually really was sealed there. Would Rex Lapis not have considered that? Yeah, because he was not sealed there, I can tell you that. Yep, that is a good point. Because he's not sealed there. There's an illustration on it. I'm so confused as to what this is. Please pay for manufacturing. This is such a... Can I... Can I really keep this? Make sure a worthy recipient. I've made several such fans, don't worry, I just take it. It's not to be formal with me either, it's just a handmade fan. I hope it's not too a gift for you. I'll gladly take it, thank you. As a work of art indeed, is truly something worth treasuring. Oh, Xingli about something. Can we talk to him for a moment? Taking too much of your time? Oh dear. Well then please go ahead. There was no need to apologize. You have my gratitude. Oh, is this... I'm thinking this is meant to be after the chasm event. This is just meant to be like a following on. But it's so strange that there's no audio. I was so like mentally like, what is this? I think this is one of the quests that you have to be there at a certain time for. You know? This is a world quest because fan was the reward for it. This is a world quest that I just happened to stumble into. Zhongli, were you at the chasm and you saved us too, didn't you? Yeah, because Zhongli saved Xiao, really. Thank you. We will be able to escape without your help. Oh? Did he say so? Interesting. How time flies. Even he has learned up to open up to others. So, what were you doing at the chasm? Was I at the chasm? How curious. I must admit this is the first time I'm hearing of such a thing. Stop playing dumb. Why would I play dumb? This fan is of high quality dick. Zhongli! Now that I'm on vacation, I just take my time and walk around. I'd say that anything I run into is a happenstance of fate, for which I shall take no credit. Come to think of it, it's nice to travel to different places and witness many things in this vast world. They always bring back old memories back. Do you miss the past? Not at all. I'm a mortal now, and being mortal means living in the present. A dragon soaring into the skies, its body free to roam the world and its spirit unbound to aim high. Most inspiring indeed. With much to be perceived in the four corners of the world and much to marvel at amongst mountains and water. I believe I must travel still more in the future. I was just trying to go back to the tea house. But whatever. It's fine.
Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics.